As we welcome this huge matchup here at the Hurley Pro into the quarterfinals, the last matchup before we have the semifinals squared away. Gabriel Medina taking on Nat Young, both goopy footers with their right foot forward on their stance. Medina gets a lot of hype from progression because it shows it to us all the time with the jersey on. Mick Fanning looking comfortable, but Nat Young did just get an interference on that non-priority interference at the start of the heat. This is Medina now, nose pick reverse. As he won the opening exchange from the paddle battle, now taking apart the first scoring ride. Another fin ditch into reverse for last year's world champion.
Because Medina's going to do this. Now he knows he's got the confidence up. He's going to go to the air. He's going to light up this little left up. Serves good in all kinds of conditions, Medina, that acrobatic surfing we talk about. And once this kid gets his confidence, he's just going to do that all day long.
Not taken away. Here's Nat now on his opener. Getting down the line. Jams it off the lip. Backside float, nice and deep. Looking to come around the corner straight up. Vertical in the pocket for Nat Young. Carves it off the lip. Nice little backhand jam. Looking to close this thing out. He's winding up vertical one more time. Nat fired up after getting that interference. Mom loves it.
Medina just trying to go for a backside rotation. Didn't quite land that properly. Goes down. So, you know, Nat's just got to stick to his guns, you know. Just try and get two solid waves here. This wave kind of started off nicely, let him do that one big turn, but then it sort of ran away from him. And it was sort of catching up right there, a little bit of downtime, and then connected with this inside section. That's what we want to see from Nat Young right there, just that powerful, solid surfing.
Well, I did see it, yeah, and it was unfortunate that when you have that much contact, and then of course the fall by Gabriel Medina. The deal though was that the right-hander actually shut down on him. So when you start looking at the overview and you look at the very top of it, it's the center of the peak is who's determining when you don't have priority like that.
Just enjoying this warm water that we have in Southern California. And now Medina with a 5.67. Nat Young opens with a 6.67 on his opener. So a solid way to start. Remember that second score will be cut in half. Little wave now approaching, and Medina will take this one on the back end. Lively float into a backside hack. Carving through the inside corner. Nice jam off the top. How's the rhythm? Multiple maneuvers in a small space for last year's world champion. Priority is with Gabriel Medina. Nat's going to check it out, and right next to him, Medina will sneak out of there. It's a soft start. Nat's going to hang in there. Nice little pockety section on the inside, but it's only good for one more turn.
Needs to definitely a lot of elbowing and positioning. Here we go.
Nat just creating some space. Little peak popping up down the beach. Backside vertical whip. Down the line. Fin blow. Recovers into a little off the top. Goes straight up vertical on the inside and controls the slide. And he'll fade out there. So taken away where Medina almost didn't get out of the way. Then found a pop-up peak down the beach. Now Medina's looking to better a 5.67, and he'll get out of there and hold priority.
Yeah, he got out of there because he saw something behind it. Medina making a move for this left-hander. Look how fast this kid paddles, deciding to let that one go. At the moment, though, Nat Young, I'll tell you what, without that interference at the beginning, Nat's winning this heat. Jams it off the top there. Beautiful float maneuver right there. And right here, bang, throws that tail out, gets that little bit of drift there. Showing some variety. So Nat Young, to me, definitely surfing better at the moment than Medina, 6.67. And that one right there is going to be another solid score. Medina struggling at the moment, just a pair of fives.
So last score drifting in, Nat Young of 5.53. Medina's had 2 wins over Nat Young in his career, and Nat's still fighting back. Little inside corner. Young winds up, throws some water out the back. It's closing out quickly, so he'll blow the tail into reverse, and he ends up incomplete on the finish.
Nat needs to focus. He needs an 8.
On paper, checking out the numbers, if that low score wasn't cut in half, he would be leading this heat. He looks at the heat analyzer after every matchup he has to learn something from it, and Nat Young will be learning from this quarterfinal loss to Gabriel Medina. And Medina will move on into the semifinals to take on Mick Fanning.